everybody. We are back. We are back. We are back, and we are live and in living color. It is day 4. Okay, we are building momentum, everybody. And you might be saying, day 4 of what? Day 4 of Government Contracting Week. That's what it is. I am Monique Spalding, CEO of SPMC International LLC, and the founder of Government Contracting University, GCU. And I tell you, it is Government Contracting Week. All systems go. We are going full blast on this week. So much excitement, so much engagement. There's so much that has been going on, and we don't want you to miss out. This morning, again, I have Miss Rose Fauntleroy with me and Miss Dawn McCarthy. Thank you, ladies, for joining the broadcast. And Miss Rose, could you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Well, good morning, everybody. As Monique said, I am Rose Fauntleroy. I am your virtual sales genie. I'm the founder of that organization and also the founder of Fauntleroy Enterprises, LLC. What I do is I am the force. We are the force behind the curtain. Like the wizard in the Wizard of Oz, we are the force behind the curtain, pulling the levers and pushing the buttons that make your automation systems work, thereby generating you more leads and more sales. Simple as that.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And Miss Dawn McCarthy, the queen of cybersecurity, go ahead and introduce yourself, please.
Okay, I am Dawn McCarty, the CEO of Securing Everything, and I'm multitasking right now trying to share out this broadcast. So if you are in the room, make sure that you are sharing this with others so that they can hear this important information. What did I forget? Monique, you have so much energy today. I forgot that it's Thursday because I'm feeling like it's Monday with all that energy you're piping out.
Well, you know what? I'm trying to multitask too and share out the broadcast as we're talking, but I'm just going to talk. I'm almost done here. Here we go, and I can share. I think I shared. Anyway, there it goes. Post. Okay, I'm done. All right, so yeah, I'm on steroids.
Yeah.
Literally last night, I just kind of had to, kind of lay my hands on my throat for my voice because I've I don't know if it sounds like I'm yelling or whatever, but it's just like, just been so excited. Like to thank Miss Sean for joining the broadcast. Welcome, Miss Sheen. Miss Sean, grand risings to you as well. And of course, Miss Dawn, thank you. Miss Rose, thank you for sharing. Thank you for putting up the links. So everybody, this is it. We need you to go to www.blackandpinkmoney.com to get registered so that you can receive your list of 20 grants. It's a downloadable list, totally free, grants that you can apply for your business. These are grants for for-profit companies. And when you do that, you make yourself or put yourself in the queue so that you can receive an email. Now, I do give a disclaimer. Check your junk mail and your promotions folder because we had people not being able to find their emails and we had to direct them to their emails. So you will receive a queue. That'll put you in the queue to receive an email to attend a webinar, and then the Reverend Dr. Danielle Winningham's Pink and Pay Club link will be on there. We're in the Pink and Pay Club on Clubhouse every day at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I'm telling you, that Clubhouse, both of you guys were on Clubhouse with me yesterday. That Clubhouse was lit yesterday. If you are not following the Reverend Dr. Danielle Winningham on Clubhouse, you are missing a treat. You need to go to Clubhouse. You need to go ahead and find the Reverend Dr. Danielle Winningham on Clubhouse. She is Danielle Winningham on Clubhouse. Just type in her name. just like her live stream names on the platforms that you are viewing on now. And go to Clubhouse, find Danya Winningham, and then scroll all the way down on her bio. And to the left, you'll see her clubs. She has 2 clubs currently on Clubhouse. We invite you to follow both of those clubs. It is the Pink and Paid. It's a blue pink square with a silver PNP, Pink and Paid. And then she also has a club called Pink Wall Street. So make sure you're following Coach, who is the GOAT, thebomb.com on Clubhouse, because we are in Clubhouse at 2 p.m. Central. But in order for you to know where we are and what we are doing, go to www.blackandpinkmoney.com to get registered. You'll receive that 20 grant downloadable list. And then when you opt in for that grant list, then that puts you in queue to receive daily emails inviting you to the nightly webinars. I'm in a webinar every night at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I tell you, it is lit. And I'm going to give you a little treat. I'm going to give you a little preview. Not going to actually literally do it, but I'm going to tell you what the webinar is. So you're like, well, what are we going to talk about tonight if I come to the webinar? I'm going to tell you, because we've done this a day or so ago, and it just blew the webinar up. Okay, and Don can be able to talk about that. Hey, Henrietta, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for sharing out the broadcast. It's day 4, Government Contracting Week, Henrietta. Make sure you go get registered at www.blackandpinkmoney.com. I'm calling it, tonight's webinar, I'm calling it Show Me the Money. Okay? Everybody's, interested. I'm gonna say everybody, but let me stand corrected. Everybody's not interested in government contracts. But for those of you who may be interested in government contracts, one of the things you're interested in is like, is this real money? I mean, are there contracts out there for what I do? You may be wondering, you may be a wig boss, you may be a notary republic, you might be a tax professional, you might be IT, you might sell t-shirts or mugs, or you'll have a product or service, and you want to you're wondering, well, are there government, and I'm talking, when I say government contracts, I'm talking about federal government contracts. So you might be wondering, are there federal government contracts for what I do? Good morning, Verlin. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing out the broadcast. And so you might be wondering, are there federal government contracts for what I want to do, or what I do, or, my product or my service? So in Show Me the Money, I ask you to drop your NAICS code. That's NAICS. And you may not even know what your NAICS codes are. And that's okay, because I'll find it for you. It's an interaction. I'll have a presentation, but then I'll actually literally bring you over into the Zoom room with me, and everybody will be able to see everyone, and we'll engage, and I'll ask you what your industry is real time, and look up your industry in the system. And then I'm going to open up the government system, and I'm going to find some contracts for what you do. That's if the government has contracts for what you do. I mean, I can't promise that if there is a NAICS code for your industry or your product or your service, then there is a contract. I can definitely say that. So with that being said, I'm super excited. Don, would you like to talk about the last time? So this is like Show Me the Money Part 2, because last night's webinar, I had a presentation, and there's a lot going on. There's a 2-day intensive boot camp. There's a government contracting 10-week course, and I'm not going to take the time to explain that to you right now, but we do have some up and coming events at Government Contracting University, and you can find out all that information by coming to the webinar. So last night I was talking about the up and coming events at the webinar, and then I asked the participants, would they like to participate and Show Me the Money? And they were like, yeah, we want to do that. We want to do Show Me the Money. So, I enjoy having some fun with my webinar participants. And so, Dawn, would you like to speak on your experience of when we did Show Me the Money in the webinar earlier this week?
Yeah, so what happens is we go through the system and we look up who has already won a contract. And these aren't old contracts. These may have happened within the last day, the last week. These are very current, recent contracts that have been paid out for certain businesses. So what we do, or what Monique does, is she finds out what is your niche, and then she looks it up and finds out, has there been a government contract paid out for that particular product or service that you offer. And so we can show, or she can show you, that it is definitely a possibility that you could bid on a contract for your specific product or service. And that's kind of exciting, because when you see the amount of money that some of these corporations have received, it's phenomenal to think, wow, I just need one. One of those would be an awesome thing. And also, if they're a primary on the contract, you could probably still get involved with them by offering to I think you call it a subcontractor.
Yes.
So there's still possibilities, even though that person or that organization may have won it, you still might be able to jump in and help. They may need help, because the government, like Monique has said, they are the largest consumer of products and services in our country. So guess what? That means they're shopping all the time for whatever it is that they need. They're looking for somebody. Let's say they need someone to, I'm going to throw the wording coach here, because you might have something that you need to work on, improve, self-development, whatever it is, and they're looking for someone to fill that position. Then they don't like the word coaching, but that's what Monique comes in, and she teaches us the actual language that they are using, so that we can align what our products and services are to be attractive to the government, because it's all about what's in it for them. So this is where this gets really fun, and we start seeing how all of this can play into our own world, and it's very real. It becomes like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting that I want to do this now. Show me where the money is per month. And we're all throwing in our next codes and just going into this deep dive search on these organizations. And the money is definitely there. And some of those organizations don't have some of the social economic codes that you would think. So if you have any of those qualifications, that may give you that edge over some of these companies that are taking those grants, that not grants, but that funding.
Awesome, Dawn. Now, Dawn, I just noticed how much you are really blooming and blossoming in government contracting. You threw out a whole bunch of government contracting lingo there. Could you tell the American people where you learned that language from?
I learned that language from Miss Monique Spalding. That's where I learned that from. And because I showed up, I registered for her event, and then I attended, and I was there every single day, learning and gleaning and just absorbing all of this information that she has, because she is definitely delivering on that promise. She is under promising and over delivering.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And then I'll come to you next, Miss Rose, because Miss Rose was a participant of my last government contracting boot camp. Miss Dawn, would you like to tell the American people, everyone who's watching, about your experience in the government contracting Fed Talk course, the 10-week course?
Yeah, that was an amazing experiment too. Not experiment. What is the event? Not event. Whatever. It was
experience. You had an experience.
I need to drink more of my coffee. It's too early. Thank you, ladies, for helping me out there. Yeah, the experience was really good, because I learned what I needed to do in order to align my service to what they're looking for. And I wouldn't have done it that way. I would have done it the wrong way had I not attended the course. So the course was super important for me, because a capability statement is sort of like a resume of your experiences and what you know, and how to do your skills and what services you can offer. But the government is not looking at what it is that you're so good at. They're looking at it as, what are you good at that I need? So it was really good to have that understanding and clarification on what really goes into that capability statement that will help me, not work against me. So the course was full of step-by-step detailed information from start to finish, to where now I have a complete capability statement, and I'm ready to start bidding on contracts. That's what the course did with me. And I wouldn't have been able to do it unless I attended that course. So I have to say thank you to you, because you did take so much time and really kind of gave us that full attention individually. We had individual content that you helped each of us build. So we were there in a group, but we were able to work and learn as we were in, listening to each other and being able to apply what we were being told on our own. So not on our own, but on our own capability statement. It was awesome.
Yeah, and I just want to let everybody know, when you're actually in my 10-week course, my government contracting 10-week Fed Talk course, the excitement that goes in the room with everybody. You develop a relationship with the small business owners that are in the class, and so you're in there, we're rooting for each other, and we're engaging, and I'm checking the informations and through the messenger chat that I have, that we're communicating and everything for the team and everybody. And then, somebody will make a post of, I got my cage code, and we're like, oh, you're live in the system. And, we come in class. I was like, yeah, you got your cage code. Your application has been accepted and things of that nature. Could you just tell the people how you felt when the federal government sent you that email letting you know that your application had been approved and that you were live in the system and you received your cage code? And what that means, everybody, is then at that point, at that notification, Dawn's company, Securing Everything, was now eligible to bid on federal government contracts. And we're talking about billions of money.
Well, it meant that the government sees me as an actual business. They view me as qualified to receive their money. That's what it meant when I got that cage code. When I got that, it was like such a relief that I felt so accomplished that I was able to achieve that. And it means a lot to a business owner that the government now views them as somebody that is qualified to be able to bid on a contract. So it gets really exciting, and I know that we really supported each other. We rallied around each other because we didn't all get them on the same day. It was, we each had our little things that we needed to work on. And in some instances, it may have taken a couple of days longer for one person, depending on how far along they were in their business development. Did they actually have the criteria, I'll say, that was needed to go into this information? And that's what you'll learn. What that criteria is, you'll learn that in the course itself. So you've got to make sure that you're signing up by going to www.blackandpinkmoney.com. Click on that link for the 20 grant download, but it also says right next to that the government contract, getting access to that. And that way you're in the loop and you will be informed of all of the events that are coming up that Monique is hosting. And, I'll take that course again just because it was fun. I love being involved in that community. So it was good.
Awesome. Now, Miss Rose Fauntleroy, the virtual sales genie, was a participant of my government contracting boot camp. And I'm super excited for her to have registered for the boot camp, because I know Miss Fauntleroy, and she has been in the government contracting space for quite some time. She's bidded on contracts. She's rubbed elbows with the big boys, the players. She's been in the circle and everything. And so I was so honored that she registered for my boot camp. So Miss Rose, go ahead and just tell the people who are watching your excitement about the boot camp, some takeaways maybe that you were able to learn and glean from by attending the government contracting boot camp.
Absolutely, Monique. And I'm glad that you put together the boot camp to lead up to your course. Now, the boot camp, even though I've been in the contracting space for some years, things do change. The government is forever changing because the regime changes every 4 or 8 years. So things change. Now, a lot of the concretes that were in place stay in place, but the government just updated their system and started doing things a little differently. So if you're not in a space to be able to learn those things, And especially if you're not the type of person who's going to stay in that government contracting space and are willing to do research and willing to be able to look and to search, because it's not going to just fall. You're not just going to go to the site and it's going to fall in your lap. You got to know how to do some research. You got to know how to interpret, and you got to know how to stay abreast of that. And being in the boot camp taught me, refreshed a lot of that for me, which was really good. And also it teaches you about the government's language. The government doesn't talk like we talk. The government uses a lot of acronyms and a lot of alphabets that may mean different things to us out here in the outside world versus in the government space. So you got to know how to interpret the language so that when you get in the system, you have the right capability statement. You know how to fit your capability statement, which is a resume for your business, to the product or the contract that you're bidding. That way you have a better chance. So the boot camp is like a precursor to all of that. It's like, for me, it was a dynamite refresher. And of course, the excitement that's in the room with the participants and with Miss Monique every night makes you want to just stay up all night long and be searching through the system and saying, this next code, because you can have more than one next code, because one code may be similar to another, but it may put you with a different agency or in a different space. And listen, can I tell the American people what the next code means?
Oh, yes, go ahead. Please share.
NAICS is the North American Industry Classification System. And what that is, it was developed so that the federal statistical agencies could collect and analyze statistical data on publication of contracts. So it's how they keep track of what industry your business is in. And it's a number that shows you what industry these contracts are coming out of. Simple as that.
Yeah, and I tell you, it was so amazing when we did Show Me the Money. Thank you, Miss Rose, for that explanation, and thank you so much again for joining me at the boot camp. It was back in June, and so there is another 2-day intensive that's coming up, and I'm not going to get into all the details, but I will tell you this: in the upcoming events of Government Contracting University, in order to find out what's going on, you got to register. You like to know what's going on. And I'd like to say good morning to the queen of real estate is in the house, Coach Shakita Lindsay. Good morning, Coach Shakita. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for sharing out the broadcast. So if you want to know what's going on, you have to come to the webinar, because there is a lot going on at Government Contracting University. There's the webinars all this week. I'm in Clubhouse on my club. I have 3 clubs on Clubhouse. I'm in the Reverend Dr. Danielle Winningham's Pink and Pay Club on Clubhouse. I'm doing nightly webinars. There's a 2-day intensive boot camp. There's a 10-day government contracting course. There's a 3-day Contracts on the Capitol event in Washington, D.C. I mean, like, boom. Okay.
She's a busy lady.
It's going down. The YouTube channel is up. I'm telling you, you got Government Contracting University is full blown, going full force out to the people to help people get positioned so they can bid on federal government contracts. The business page is up. The YouTube page is up. I'm streaming on the Reverend Dr. Danielle Winningham's platform this morning, and thank you everyone for tuning in. But when I'm done from this, I go over to my platform and then I stream on there day 4. This is what's happening. So if you want to find, you're like, oh my God, what do I do? Where do I go? Okay, what link? I'm giving out my free ebook. You have my call link. It's just all these links, and you're like, oh my God, what do I need to do? Simple. You need to do one thing. Go to www.blackandpinkmoney.com to get registered. By doing that, the Reverend Dr. Danielle Winningham has put together an excellent, just phenomenal list of 20 grants that you can receive. It's a free list of grants that you can receive to apply for your business. These are for-profit grants or grants for for-profit companies. And so in doing that, when you opt in for that grant list, that puts you in the queue to receive an email with the Zoom link giving you access to the Zoom meeting at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Not only that, but it also has the Pink and Paid link for the Pink and Paid room each day, because there's a, I don't want to get into a conversation about automation, but on that platform, there are different links when you set up a room. So you have to watch your emails. And then not only that, just as a disclaimer, check your spam and check your promotions, because the emails could be sitting there from the Reverend Dr. Danielle Winningham's website. So, and then not only that, speaking of the Reverend Dr. Danielle Winningham, I just like to thank you, Reverend Dr. Danielle Winningham, for gracing me and honoring me and giving me the esteemed privilege to launch for a second time on your platform. I thank you so much, and I thank you for the support, the being my master business coach, and you're a master life coach, and just all the mentoring that you do for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I said this last night, and I'll just say it live again on your platform, Coach. I am winning with Winningham. Okay, that's my tagline. Nobody can take it. I created it, so I am winning with Winningham. And so that's my motto when it comes to the Reverend Dr. Danielle Winningham and how I feel and my feelings and my love for my coach. So thank you, Coach. Thank you so much. So with that being said, we're going to get out of here. If you have any questions or anything, you can also find me on social media. I am Monique Spalding on social media. Feel free to drop me an inbox. I'll direct you, give you the link. But basically, you need to go to www.blackandpinkmoney.com. We do have a Facebook group on Facebook. So, you can go to Government Contracting Week and opt in to join that Facebook group, because we want to make sure we stay in contact. Everyone who was a part of Government Contracting Week, and the admins will approve you to come in. The Zoom link is only given via email. It's not posted in the Facebook group. So that's very important. You need to register. You need to go to www.blackandpinkmoney.com. That's the only thing you need to do, and you will be in the right space, because even in the webinar, I'll tell you about the Facebook group and all the other stuff that's going on. Just come to the webinar. Show up. Don't just register. But as Don would say, show up. But we're having some great fun. And again, for those of you who are just tuning in, it's day 4 of Government Contracting Week, and we are going live in the Zoom room on tonight at 7 p.m. Get registered at www.blackandpinkmoney.com. Also, tonight, I'm doing Show Me the Money Part 2. You don't want to miss tonight. You don't want to miss tonight, because I'm not going to be able to do it every night. I did it one night, and then I'm going to do it tonight again to have some fun and actually search for contracts and things of that nature, and literally show you the money that's on the table for your industry. If your industry is, or your product or your service is something that the government buys, then I search the system and show you the money, the contracts that have been awarded. And as Don said earlier, we're talking about contracts that are awarded like yesterday, not something 10 years ago or last year or something like that. This contract was awarded yesterday concerning your industry. And so it's something to get excited about. So don't miss out on Show Me the Money. Don't dare miss it. Share out this broadcast. If you're watching the broadcast and you're on the replay, do #replay, but don't miss tonight. I don't, I want you to be at everything. I want you to be in Clubhouse. I want you to follow me or whatever, but please don't miss tonight, because I cannot show you the money every night. But tonight I'm doing it as a courtesy, because everyone has so much fun. So I'm going to open up the system and search contracts so you can see, and the money is real. The money is on the table, and you'll see the name of the companies and all that stuff. It's just fun, to see these contracts. So with that being said, because I didn't even bring in the title, so in closing, I'll say, with all of that, 10x your revenue with government contracts. Show me the money. That's what we're going to be talking about on tonight. Showing you the money so you can 10x your revenue with government contracts. Ladies, did you have a closing remark? And then we'll end the broadcast.
You want to go first?
Go ahead, Miss Rose.
Okay. Closing remark is you heard her. Go to www.blackandpinkmoney.com. It's the only thing you need to do in order to get the link to the webinar. She wants you to join her on all those other platforms. Get on over there because Monique's going to just tear it out the frame. But one little tip I wanted to drop is she's told you to check your spam or promotions folder if you don't see your email. Now, the email may take 10 or 15 minutes to come in. It may go to one of those folders. Once you locate your email, then what you need to do for your email system is look at the instructions to whitelist this email address so that every other email from this address that comes in will come into your inbox and not end up in your spam or promotions folder. I'm Rose Fauntleroy, and I'm finished speaking.
Hello, Miss Alicia Nicole. Hello. Thank you for tuning into the broadcast. Good morning. Dawn, you have your closing remarks?
Yeah, I just want to reiterate that one of the best things that I did for my own company was to attend the Fed Talk course. So what I'm telling you now is when you register, mark it in your calendar with the intention that you're going to attend the whole thing, because every single day builds upon the previous time. So in order to come out of this with a full working, ready to go capability statement, you've got to do what? What was it I said earlier again?
Show up.
You got to show up. Put that intention out there that when you register, you're going to attend and you're going to show up every day.
Yes, and I just want to clarify that coming out of this with a full working capability statement, Dawn is referring to the 10-week course. You're not going to come out of the webinar with a working capability statement.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure people knew that, But thank you, Dawn. Yeah, thank you, Dawn. Thank you. Yeah, you will. When you do that 10-week course, you'll come out with a winning capability statement. I'm adamant about that. But as Dawn said, each day builds upon the next. And Miss Alicia, I hope that you can join me tonight, because when I did Show Me the Money the first time, I wanted to have some fun. I mean, because really, guys, there's only so many PowerPoint presentations you can watch. I mean, really. It's just like, when I was in the military, exactly. When I was in the military, we called it death by PowerPoint. It was just like, oh, God, another slide, another deck, another slide deck. It's just, there's only so much, you can take. So I like to make it live, especially there have been people that have been coming to the webinars every night, every night. So I like to mix it up, have some fun. So I came up with this idea called Show Me the Money. And I said, okay, I did a little bit of slides, just going over the math of the revenue, the amount of money that the government has on the table, because I get a new group every night of new people who have never actually, this is their first webinar. They're just now finding out about government contracting week. They're tuning in. So just so that they are familiar with what I'm talking about. So I had a few PowerPoint slides, and I went through those slides so fast. And I was like, okay, now I'm going to actually do something called Show Me the Money. I'm going to invite you over, come out of webinar mode and invite everyone over to panelists and bring you over in the Zoom room with me. And I'm going to open up the system, and I'm going to show you the money. That's why I call it show you the money. Show me the money. I'm going to show you the money and open up the system for contracts. So whatever you do, just do not miss tonight, because I cannot promise I'm going to be doing this every night. There is an agenda for Government Contracting Week in the webinars that I hold, but I want you to have fun. I want you to have the information. I want you to know if there are government contracts out there for your product or services. And I say all that to say to Miss Alicia, who is watching live stream, when I did it the first time, one of the webinar participants gave me her NAICS code, and I typed it in the system, and it was for religious serve religious organizations. I was like, what? I was like, the Lord Jesus Christ and the church got something going on with government contracts. You know, God got something going on. He getting his cut too. You know, so there is a next there. There is a next
Praise the
code.
Lord.
Yeah, praise the Lord.
Praise
There
the Lord.
is a next code for religious organizations. I mean, I was like, whoa. I was like, I need to tell my friends about this. You know, so you know, it's okay. And again, if you don't know what your code is, your next code is, don't worry. Come, we'll find out what it is. We'll have some interaction. Don't be shy. You know, I'm really very personable. You know, don't be shy. You know, and to be honest with you, if you're gonna get into government contracting, you can't be shy. You have to be bold. You know, and you have to go after the money. So thank you for tuning in, everyone. We hope to see you tonight at in the Zoom room with me at 7 p.m. Central. Go to www.blackandpinkmoney.com to get registered. Tonight is Show Me the Money. I'm opening up the system so you can see this cash. So tell a friend, ping some business besties, let them know they need to be at this webinar so they can find out if they have any federal government contracts for what they do for their business or their industry. Thank you for tuning. Thank you for sharing out the broadcast. God bless. Bye-bye.
Bye.